Hi, I'm Ted, Year 1 lead of graphic design at UCLan, Preston campus. This here is our studio, VB204 in Victoria Building. Obviously, during lockdown, we won't be in the building, so I'm recording this from home, but I'm hoping that this online video will give you a really good understanding of the course, the staff, the students, the work that we do here, why we believe in graphic design, why it's so important and integral to society, and business, and so important today, but also for the world tomorrow. So I'm about to take you through what we would normally give you, which is a newspaper to take away with you. I'm going to do it digitally today, so I'll flip through and talk through the work and reasons why we think you should study at Preston before taking you through a few further demonstrations of the work that we've done via videos and also websites that we host as well. So I hope this is really useful to you, and thank you for joining us. Thank you. And here we are. So this is the course newspaper that we usually give to you. 4 good reasons why to study graphic design at Preston. Pretty self-explanatory really, but we've broken it down to 4 simple reasons that we think are really, really important into becoming a graphic designer. So reason number 1 here, what we can see what we're looking at here, this is lots of little D&AD new blood pencils. D&AD is a organisation that was set up back in the 60s, I believe, to really champion creativity, not just within the UK. It's now a global charity, and these awards are so hard to win. The quality of the work that is needed to win one of the awards is of the absolute top caliber. And it's not something we specifically aim for to win awards. It just happens to be a byproduct of the work that we create here at Preston, because everything is based on original thinking, on creativity, on having a single core idea at the root of each idea, of each piece of work that we do, and the reason number 2, linking us back to that idea theme, the course itself was developed in 1973. It's one of the oldest courses in the country. It's teaching graphic design, and centrally to the course itself, there is a placement scheme, a sandwich placement where you can do 1 year's work in industry between the second year and your final year as an understudy, as an undergraduate. But crucially, the actual course itself is founded upon ideas and creative thinking. We think that is core because, or I should say, actually, we know that is core because ideas are central to how we work. Ideas do not rely on technology. Ideas are human thinking, human creativity, which are not affected by technological advances or changes. We embrace that, of course we do, but always at the centre of anything is human thinking, human ingenuity. So some examples of thinking, basically. So we start looking at year 1 projects. We do a quick fire section of projects, creative thinking, week-long projects where we ask our students to break down the ways that they might have been taught to think, or might think that there's a process, but actually it's just about understanding, making connections, looking for wit, making unusual comparisons between 2 things, just to actually become a better communicator. So lots of little projects here. So picking out just the ha-ha in Charlie Chaplin, obviously just using typography as simple as that, just tell the story of what Charlie Chaplin's all about. Typography projects down here, turn the coffee cup on its side, the letter C, I should say, becomes the coffee cup, the B on its side becomes the mask, 2 E's for the cheers. And just down here as well, we can see these 2 career ladders. One on the left is for female, one on the right is for male. A really interesting visual solution by that student, comparisons project. So the female ladder being rungs further apart and getting narrower to the top, whereas the male is the opposite way around. And we obviously hope that is changing and changes as soon as it possibly can, but that's how graphic design works. Graphic design can communicate and tell a story really easily. On your left-hand side page here, we have second year projects. On the right-hand side page, final year projects. In second year, the creative thinking is put into context. So we start working with brands, live briefs, competitions. So all those techniques that are learned, that toolbox of ideas and thinking, if you like, in first year, are put to use in the second year. For example, here, this is a project that I love personally, a project for Heinz for Valentine's Week, to create a piece of packaging that would promote Heinz tomato ketchup during Valentine's Week. And the student came up with this lovely line, extra saucy. And it's just a simple change of the copywriting here. So the plastic bottle becomes Squeeze Me Baby, the little sachet, Rip My Top Off, and finally the glass bottle, Spank My Bottom. Really, really simple, really, really fun. And all these ideas, a really good idea will put a smile on someone's face. And that's how your charity is chosen. That's how your toothpaste is picked up over someone else's. That's how your campaign is more engaging with a target audience than another, because we're talking ideas that engage with people on a witty level, make people remember, make people laugh. It's so, so important. And as we go to final year, try and move myself out of the way there. This is where you can really start to decide if you're, as a designer, a brand designer, a packaging designer, digital designer, purely ideas based, so not necessarily tied down to the world of design. You can have ideas that could be used in any format, in any way, across the world of creativity and advertising. And reasons 3 and 4, we're a course with extensive industry contacts. I myself worked in Manchester, had my own studio, and that's kind of the reason why I ended up teaching here as well. I was on that side of the fence, if you like. I used to take on UCLan students, both on a placement basis, but also employ graduates. And the other staff here as well have fabulous, wide-ranging address books that cover the UK, but also beyond. Because it's crucial to understand and remember that the graduates who've finished at Preston back from the 1980s to current day have now gone on to be the creative directors in the biggest agencies and the best agencies in the world, and they're looking for fresh Preston talent. And finally, the staff itself, there's myself, I lead first year alongside Andy Bainbridge, who also looks after the other years as well. John Harker, course leader, Rachel Mosley looks after second year, Pete Thompson looks after final year. We also have help from a local designer, Chris Mason, who's another Preston graduate. You'll start to understand and hopefully get a feeling that there's a family here, and the graduates return because people want to have some part of Preston. It's so important what we do here and the way that we work, and it really is kept alive by the family, by the graduates who keep coming back. From this point here, I'm going to take you to a website that we run here at Preston called The Disciples of Design. The URL on the screen, so you can have a look at it at your leisure later, www.thedisciplesofdesign.com. So I'll take you there now. Bear with me. Thank you. And hi again. So here we are. We're at the Disciples of Design. So this is a website that was set up by Andy, who I mentioned before, a member of staff here at UCLan, who's been teaching the course for, I believe, nearly 20 years now. Also an ex-graduate, and a website that he introduced after publishing a series of magazines called The Disciples of Design. That was all about becoming a hub for understanding visual language in the world today, basically. So The Disciples of Design is run by us here at UCLan for our students, but also the wider world. This is a open website that anyone can visit. We host the work here that is work done by our students, both year 1, year 2, and also final year students as well. But we also share the graduate work. We talk about our alumni scheme, we talk about the placement scheme, and simply we show things to students that we believe are useful, be it something that we've seen advertised, something that we've seen somewhere else in the world, simply an idea, or simply basic writing sometimes. So it's become a really powerful resource for us. And on the website itself, we have work that's been produced by students. And this tool really, if you can take the time, if you can weave your way through the Disciples of Design and look at the projects they created here, you can start to get a really strong feeling of the work that we produce at Preston, the quality of it, but also that core belief of having an idea is central to absolutely everything. It's such a good tool for that, for allowing yourself to choose the institution that you're looking to study at. So it's broken down into the latest, so the latest post that we've done here, but the work is also broken down into year 3, year 2, and year 1. So if we clicked on year 1, for example, we can go through to see some projects that have been recently produced by our year 1 students. So here's a really nice one. One project that it was actually the last project that we ran before lockdown kicked in for the design week. The brief was to take a design classic and advertise it as a poster for the design museum. So each student was given a different designer or a different design company, not from the graphic design world, but from somewhere else, and created a poster based on advertising that particular designer or design group to be for an exhibition at the Design Museum. So here we have one really nice answer: 3 generations of Alessi, or tre generazioni di Alessi, as I suppose you might say in Italian. Basically, Alessi is an Italian design company who produce homewares, so things like corkscrews, etc. But also they have a very distinctive style, and these are in fact Alessi pieces, and it's as simple as that. So it's about making connections. So the students connected the fact that there's a truth in 3 generations of Alessi. It's a family business that's now in its 3rd generation, but also the products that they create were able to actually be used to create the poster itself. So it's all about ideas and connections. But again, please look at this website at your own pace and really get a good understanding of the work that we produce here. We obviously have a link section: books, studios, inspiration, archives and resources. Also, right down at the bottom, Ted and Andy's Graphic Adventure. That's a series of videos that we produce for our students to use remotely, instructional videos that may be for more practical studio-based projects. A section on placement, so the sandwich year that we've been talking about. Press and Profiles, is excellent. Press and Profiles is another project that was instigated by Andy, where he went out and spoke to 50 graduates from the course going back to 1980. Here, top left, Alan Heron, again, back to the family concept. Alan Heron graduated, as I say, in the early 80s, won Dean AD Award, but also was one of my first bosses as a creative director. So this is how the family, if you like it, the wheels keep on turning. And as you flick through here, you'll just see lots and lots of brands and businesses, companies that you recognise, because you'll really start to get a flavour of the work that our students do here, or graduates do here, I should say. And these graduates now are creative directors and design directors at companies across the world, and now looking for the next wave of Preston talent. And then finally, as a consequence of this particular piece of work, we've recently had published this book, The Words of Wisdom, where we took the advice of these 50 practitioners and actually put it into a written volume, 240 pages. The book itself, which we have published for students and alumni, we know it within the building as well, because it is literally, the advice is so fundamental. This is by practicing graphic designers and advertisers and directors in the world today, and its direct advice is going back to our students, and it's a phenomenal resource. So this is the piece of print itself, and you just really start to get a flavour of what people are saying to students. So again, really pertinent: technology is always subservient to talent. Ideas, what we teach, and that's why it is so, because the people who are in this book have seen technology change for the last 40, 50 years and still know that thinking that ideas are central to a great graphic designer, not necessarily that handle on technology. So this is the Disciples of Design, and again, I just really recommend that you take the time to have a look through the site, specifically at the work that we do here, and see if it's answers what graphic design means to you, but also if it's something that sparks that inspiration within you that you want to work in a communicating way that is just so simple. We're graphic designers, we're visual communicators. We need people to understand what we're doing. We also want to brighten up people's day a little bit if we can with a nice idea, but we also want to have fun doing it. That's the most important thing. This job is fun. It's a privilege to be a designer, to think about problems and come up with creative, innovative solutions that haven't been thought of before. It's a real challenge. But at the same time, it's absolutely rewarding. So I hope this, again, is really useful to you. And I shall now flick through to the final slides of my presentation, and we'll take you there. Thank you very much. Hi again. So why Preston? We have here a quote from our external examiner. This course is a hidden gem. Engagement with industry is outstanding. The network of high-profile industry partners will be the envy of most HEIs with a graphic design provision across the country. And that indeed is something that we're really proud of, but absolutely crucial. So it's all about the agency links and having designers who are industry ready. And then just a brief overview of the course here. Tight industry links. Placement scheme is second to none. It's a student city. Preston is a city that you can get around that's affordable. We create graduates who are industry ready. We're not a concept driven course, we're an ideas based course that is fundamentally proven and underpinned by industry and practice of industry to create graduates who are ready to work. NSS satisfaction, high rates of NSS satisfaction. That's the National Student Survey, which you can look up online. We run a course group, not an individual year group, so we encourage first years to intermingle with final years and second years and so on and so forth, so that each year we embody that family environment where the final year look after the first and so on and so forth. And again, that's why the graduates come back to speak to this year's current crop of students and so on and so forth. And it's based on professional studio. And right now, the professional studio is adapting and changing to current time. So the design studio now is practiced by linking up online, and we're very much part of that. But also, when we get back in the building as well, we will be running as per a design studio with people around it. So it is really, really key that we run it as a design studio is currently operating in the world today. So finally, I'd just like to say a massive thank you. Please get in touch with us if you'd like to know any further information. We'd love to help. Thank you.